Oh, hi there. It's Sunday. It's a rare Sunday stream. Wasn't able to go to the club today, and I've been playing around with OBS here, making some updates, making some tech changes, which you'll see later, and just thinking about 81 Dojo and seeing how it is. I've got my coffee, I've got some decaf coffee, I've got some water, and rather than play Street Fighter or something like that, I'm just gonna play some casual games of shogi, maybe chat a bit here if people come on and see how that goes. But it's now officially a lazy Sunday afternoon, raining heavily out here, raining very heavily, and that's it. So on 81 Dojo now, there are some updates, and when we get more people on, maybe we could start talking about those. But I've also made some layout changes, and not visible in this view. It's more on the board view, and if I change to it now, you'll see it doesn't quite fit this part, which is fine, because this part doesn't matter so much. It's about the playing, but it gives a bigger board, and more of the screen is shown. More of the screen is filled with the board. Hey, VMD Ayaka, hello. Yep, streaming today. It's a rare Sunday stream. I did not play over the board today, and at the club had to go to the airport early. I've got my coffee. I'm ready to go. I'm not looking to do any sort of what am I trying to say, competitive play. I'm just gonna do some casual games here, just play around, see how it goes. And actually, I might as well start talking about the updates. I am going to, the normal, and we talked a bit about this with Benjamin Shuett on stream last week about the updates, because he likes the Ryoko set, which is not here. I saw that he, this morning in the chat, was discussing with Hidechi that he uses it. So I don't know if Hidechi will add it. Hidechi was saying that it doesn't look so good on big, high-res displays these days, which, is it matters, but for people that have been using it and like it, maybe it doesn't matter to them. Thinking about using one of these. We've got the Genbi Kiyoyasu tiger pattern, Makino Ryoko peacock pattern, Soho Gonami tiger pattern, Kinky peacock pattern, and then Kinky straight grain and the Soho Gonami straight grain. I think I'll go with one of these straight grains. I prefer the straight grains. I'll go with these. I would like to see some color on my promotion side online, but I'll do this. I'll do this for now. See how this goes, and let's get into let's observe a game here. Observe a game. Hey, Just Filippo, nice to see you. So we observe a game. How does that look? Is that too busy? I think it's difficult. I think that's pretty busy. Oh, I just missed your game. Oh man. How did you do? You've been playing a lot lately, as has been the case for, it feels like, a while now. Oh, you won again? Nice. Nice. I was observing I saw one of your games earlier, and I watched a couple 10-second games that NinWorld was playing. NinWorld played against this 7-Dan. I think it was a 7-Dan player. I can't quite remember the username, but it was 10-second. This 7-Dan was playing so fast, I could not even fathom how they were making the moves so quickly. Oh, you had a desperate mate in like 20. Nice. Oh man, that must be, is this your biggest online win ever? I would think I would have thought you've beaten a 6-Dan or 7-Dan before. I wouldn't be surprised. Rated, you think so? Nice, nice, nice. Okay, you had beaten a 7 Dan in non-rated. Awesome. Yeah. Shogi is volatile enough that 2 and 3 ranks are certainly doable. How's the New Year's going? It's going well. It's going well. Mixed feelings. My daughter went, not even mixed. It's kind of sad feelings right now. My daughter, we took her to the airport this morning and she's out now, so she's in the air flying back to the university. But so very, very, very rough on me. But otherwise the holiday was incredible. It was amazing. Both my kids were home and spending a lot of time with them. So streaming has been still going. It's been still relatively consistent. It's just been not as long maybe as usual. So hey, Fablegraph, yeah, weekend stream. So this is the so I want to keep this kinky set. That's the thing. So this is the old layout. This is the old layout, and this is the new 81 Dojo layout. So here we've got the maximized board, and the chat remains, but it obscures some of the piece stand. So it's a trade-off there. Like, do I remove the chat from this layout? Do I do something else with it? Like, I don't know what else to do with it. But this is I think this is what I'm going to try to play with a little bit more often when I'm playing on 81 Dojo. Good day, Emperor X. Nice to see you. So I'm going to change the pieces. This is tough. I think this is tough. I think this is easier to follow for viewers. I think that this is easier to follow for me, but I think it's easier to follow for viewers as well. Hey, Nightwalker. The updates are, well, there are a few. There are these new piece sets that are available. This kinky straight grain, kinky Soho Gonomi straight grain, Soho Gonomi straight grain, and some of these are new. These peacock and tiger pattern pieces, they're all very busy. They're high res but very busy piece sets. So for people that love that, I think it's awesome. For me, I love two character piece sets, but to me they're a little too busy on the board, and I like the red promotion, especially when playing online, when streaming it. Animal pieces. Yeah, the animal pieces are good. The Dobutsu, they do look good. They do look very good. So there's that as an update. Hidechi has also made some updates, it sounds like, for performance, because the site has been getting hit much harder. It has been getting a lot of players since Shogi Club 24 shut down. I think both 81 Dojo and Lee Shogi have gotten a number of new users since Shogi Club 24 left. I've seen on 81 Dojo, I have personally seen a peak of above 1,400 users, 1,400 users, which is pretty high. I would sort of expect a little higher as time goes on in Shogi Club 24. Those players move over, but so Hidechi, I think, made some performance improvements there. He also has added, important to me, he has added a 10-second rating. So those of us who like to play 10 seconds, I love 10 seconds, and I play 10 seconds on Shogi Club, Shogi Wars. I also play it on 81 Dojo relatively often. It doesn't show up in your main view here, so I'm showing this. Let's do this. It doesn't show here. But if you go into your profile, it does. And let me make sure this is showing up on stream, and it is. So this part is showing. This is a new section here. 10-second rating, none. I think he's starting people at 15Q for now. I think he said he's been communicating via Twitter, and it has not been translated. So I've been doing auto translate. It's actually been pretty surprising to me that Hidechi has been tweeting exclusively in Japanese. This site, which has been so much for international players, it seems like, I don't want to say he's abandoning us, but, in terms of this communication, it's been all, as far as I can tell, it's been all Japanese. But maybe that makes sense because maybe he's realized that it's Japanese players that play this game. It's not many of us in the West. The people coming from Shogi Club 24 will primarily be Japanese players, and that's probably who he's communicating with. But anyway, we get this new 10-second rating. We also get individual win-loss ratios for some of these, for the non-main game, which is, I think this is great. Like, for example, 10-second games. This is somewhat surprising to me, but I play a lot of 10-second games. I get a lot of challenges from like 6 and 7 down players, so I lose a lot. But I've had some big good wins too in 10-second. But anyway, it shows your win rate here. Goro, it looks like I've played it 10 times and won 1. Mini Shogi, I'm surprised I've only played it 3 times. Against Naona. Dobutsu, it shows. Kyoto Shogi, it shows. It doesn't show like Judkins or some of those other variants, but anyway, this is here. You say it got implemented in December? I don't think so. I think it's this week. Yesterday, Adrian Shogi was the first time you've seen 4-dan get pushed to the second tab. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. I was scrolling through the players and I'm like, oh my god. I think I was on like the 5th or 6th tab. As a 2-dan, I think I was on like the 5th or 6th tab. And it's like, wow, there are a lot of players coming out. You say you've seen it weeks ago? I don't think so. But maybe. I could be wrong. I mean, he just tweeted it this past week. I don't think so, though. So we go back here. Where am I now? Oh, right now I'm in the first tab. So he did a reboot this morning, a reboot of the server, and it doesn't look like it's come on, like a lot of players have come back yet, which is somewhat surprising. I mean, it is in the middle of the night Japan time. It's early morning now, 5:43. So we'll see this climb up. I'm sure over time. Why did Shogi Club 24 close, just Flippo? Well, there is... Let me just link you to, in case you haven't seen, let me link you to the podcast episode that discusses this. And inside here, it has some links to... it has links, including the cancellation announcement, which came in October 2025. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. Here's Shogi Club 24 retrospective. So this is the podcast episode that talks about that. But and in there is the announcement. But basically, it sounds like he's been doing this for almost 30 years and he decided enough is enough, and he wasn't able to find, or didn't try to find, someone to take over the site. And so he decided to shut it down at the end of the year, December 31st, January 1st, it shut down. And exactly. Yeah, the 10-second games were all there before. I mean, I've played tons of... Yeah, well, promoted to student, that's all been there. That's all, that's not a rating, though. So all the variants have these student, teacher, etc., etc. So if we look at this, like, I'm listed as a student. I'm a baby in Goro, baby in Kyoto Shogi. It always had these unrated, but experience-based, where you win a game, you get experience, and it just levels up your whatever, but there's no actual rating, and 10 seconds will be rated. Yeah, that's the nuts and bolts of it, just Filippo. And Yeah, Fablegraph, you say that Lee Shogi had to drop back and consolidate all time controls under one rating. Yeah, they did. I think it's probably a good choice. I don't know. Actually, I would not mind there being like a fast and a slow, or fast and a not fast and a regular kind of time control. I am not someone who cares about my Lee Shogi rating in the slightest, but I can imagine if Lee Shogi does get more popular and does get sort of more solid ratings. The ratings right now are kind of nonsensical. Like, some people are very overrated, some people are very underrated. I imagine over time, at least I hope, that that'll sort of solidify. But and if it does solidify, maybe someday I will start caring about my Lee Shogi rating. And if that is the case, I think it might impact my decision to play like super fast bullet games or whatever. Whereas before, I would just play them because it doesn't matter. But now, if it's rated, it'll impact. Those sort of fun, goofy games will impact my real rating. So it's a tough call. But at the moment, I think it's probably wise to have one rating. It's a shot in the dark, and I'm sure the developer of the site will adjust if need be. But anyway, on 81 Dojo we have this. And yeah, and so there's that. And there's this. Let's play this game against Clibia. Let's challenge. This is an unrated game, and I've got some new tech to show as well. Oops, this is not it. I've got some new tech, new stream tech to show off today. First time, world premiere. All right, well, we're not seeing it yet. He's not responding. I'll wait for a game as well. I'll wait for an unrated game. I just want to play, chat, hang out. I'm not looking for anything serious here. I just need to sort of. I just want to play. A bit. Is Murata system more reliable than Urashino Ryu? Ooh, well, that's a tough call. I think that's a preference. I don't know about reliable. My record is better with Urashino Ryu than Murata system, but Murata system, I haven't played it as much, so I don't have that. I like some of the positions that you get out of Murata system, but I dislike some of the positions that you get out of Murata system. And for example, one of the things I struggle with these days when I'm trying to play it is that sometimes my opponent does not make it clear their intention. And I really struggle. So when I play Murata system, my goal is basically the way I play it these days, and heavily influenced by discussions with Koshiro, is that I play against static rook. I play Murata system essentially like Urashino Ryu. Against Furuibisha, I these days have been starting to make girl on the box castle. I leave my bishop in place, and I play sort of a static rook, girl on the box versus Furuibisha. And those are good, and I enjoy those. But something I've been struggling with, and this has happened now 2 or 3 times at least on stream lately, is that my opponent simply does not let me know what they're going to do. They start moving their generals, they start pushing things up, and they shuffle their pieces back in their territory longer than I can shuffle my pieces, because it's like, am I going to make girl in the box, or am I going to push? Well, the real decision is, am I going to play silver 6-8? If I'm Sente, am I going to play silver 6-8? If I'm going to, I will play silver 6-8 against static rook. I will play king 6-8, or in moving over to make girl in the box against free bisha. And if the opponent won't let me know what they're going to do, I end up trying to sort of delay my opening, and I struggle with it. Adrian Shogi, you say you don't think anyone actually plays Urshin or Ryu pro games. Murata actually plays his own system. Well, there was, I mean, not to be like, actually, there were some Urshin or Ryu games last year. There was one last year that the Urshin or Ryu player won the game. I can't remember who did it. Shogi Ramen TV made a video about it, and it was a real nice win. And it was nice. It was nice. But you're right. Many people do not. There are not many games of Urshin or Ryu played at the pro level, which of course matters. Is inconsequential to me, but yeah, in terms of like which is objectively better, I don't know. I think some of the engine doesn't seem to care all that much. If you look at those evals, it depends on what the opponent is doing, of course. But some of that early eval, the engine's totally likes both of them. Certainly more than free bisha. But I've got to say that when I play Murata system, and I do get against, as much as I like Torizashi and I like quick engage Torizashi, I've been getting into more games where the opponents are playing opposing rook against me and slowing the game down. And so in those cases, and that is why with Koshiro I started playing Murata system, trying to get into that. And it's been good. I really like that. I really like that girl in the box, bishop on the same diagonal, a bishop on its own diagonal position against free bisha. But like I said, I just can't guarantee I'm going to get it. Did Murata develop free bisha Millennium? Oh, I don't know. I don't know much about Murata or the pro game in general. Yoji Nobori, hello, hello. Nice to see you on a Sunday, or it's a Monday in Japan. Oh, you heard somewhere that the girl in the box is very popular in the Kansai Shorakai. Interesting. Wow. Maybe when I go to the Kansai Ki-in, like that's, my plan is I want to go there because the kid that I know, you know now, who you played at the US Shogi Championship. They're in Osaka. So that's the one that I want to go to. And I'll show up there with my girl in the box Murata system. And everyone there will be, oh, so desu ne. WJZZ, hello, jet lag greetings from Japan. Great to see you. Hope the flight went well. Glad to hear you're back safely. You've missed some excitement on 81 Dojo. 81 Dojo getting hot. It's a lot of players showing up. 10-second getting a rating system. Yeah, it's promising. So I guess while we're here, let me see if I can bring up this tweet from Hidechi. Since I'm not getting, there are not many people playing right now. It's been so popular, but now there's no one playing. Where did I pull this tweet? I think I shared it in the Discord. So I'm looking. Oh, this is not it. But let me see. Let me get into Hidechi's. Oh my gosh. It's so when you are logged in to 81 or to x.com versus not logged in. All right. So here is a tweet from Hidechi about something. Let's show this translation. So it shows, these rankings for the ratings for they're still 15Q. So we still don't have full stuff. Here's a bigger tweet of this. So here's a bigger tweet. And this tweet mentions that that they're testing on the Mars server. This went live this morning, I believe, on the Earth server, which is the main server. So let me open this up. Copy the clipboard. Let me go into incognito mode. And let's see. Oh gosh. Oh, there's the translate. Okay. So we have started a preliminary test. Like I said, this is already live. Rated matches exclusively. Okay. Rated matches. Players with a confirmed official rating, normally can play. To wait for a game in 10 seconds, you must so it's just telling you to clear cache and load the site again. It's not available on mobile yet. Maybe it will be as of time of now, but everyone starts at 15Q for the 10-second rating, but the calculation is based on the opponent's skill level, so the official rating. And as you continue to play, your rating will approach your actual skill level. So that's fascinating to me. That he's using that he's seeding. It seems like he's seeding the data with the slow time control rating. So let's look at this other tweet and see if I can get a link here, because I haven't seen this. Okay, the JA/ranking. So we can go in here. Where's 10 seconds? Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, so the highest rating, right? This is the player that I saw playing NinWorld this morning. This player, I have never seen someone play this fast. In my life, I have never, even on Shogi Wars, I think, I have never seen someone play so fast. And keep in mind, he was playing NinWorld, who is, as far as I'm concerned, a bullet god in Shogi. When I played NinWorld, it was on Lee Shogi last time, and I was saying after the games that he is so fast that I couldn't even imagine how he was making the moves, because he was moving so fast, and I wasn't making, in my opinion, I was not making moves that were just like obvious responses. He was moving so fast against me with great moves. Even when I thought I was trying to be tricky sort of defensively. So I'm saying that to say that NinWorld, this person who has just destroyed me in bullet games, and I've almost never seen anyone so fast in these bullet games as NinWorld. NinWorld was being made, this guy was making NinWorld look like me, where NinWorld was taking 10 seconds per move, and this guy was, I want to say, like fractions of a second. It made me wonder if, the connection to Japan was an advantage. It was making me wonder if this was actually a latency advantage, because his moves were coming out so fast. So fast. And it was, 10-second games. Hey, Dodovsky, nice to see you. Yeah, he mentioned it being a pilot feature on Mars, but this morning, I believe it went live on the Earth server. What was that? You that got a challenge? I didn't hear. I sometimes I can't hear the sound. I didn't Shogi. Okay, you heard it too. When I'm speaking, I can often not hear the noise. My voice is drowning out the sound in my ears, and I'm in my own world when I'm talking. It really shows why I'm so bad when I'm streaming. So this person, oh my goodness, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, I was watching this game like, oh my God, he is so fast and so good. And like I said, these two, I watched two games that Shine Muscat played against NinWorld, and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, he's making NinWorld look like NinWorld made me look in that Lee Shogi bullet. So anyway, so this is good. So this isn't his rate. So interestingly, I think I know this is not the rated wins. So it's interesting that there's a rating, but there's not a rated win rate. There is the win rate, which includes unrated games, and there is the rating, which only includes the rating games. So what is this? What is this? This is ratingu, I think. So this is okay. So this is the yeah. So this is the highest ratings on the site, I guess. There's Umbreon. Where's Koshiro? Where's Koshiro? So this must not be there's some sort of filter here that I'm missing. There's some sort of filter that I'm missing. Because Koshiro is up. It should be up there, I think. This is world ratings. Hey, Foradu, nice to see you. This is world rank. Well, Koshiro, I thought Koshiro was up here. I mean, Koshiro is definitely 7 Dan. Who's this? Is this a Netherlands flag? Who in the Netherlands is 7 Dan? Is that a Japanese player who lives in Netherlands? Who is the real Buttercup? There's an American who's 7 Dan? So how do I get to the next page? Hey, Origa Moniwa, yeah, Sunday, rare Sunday stream. I'm going to put I think I can do this in EN. Okay, I can do this in EN. So global ranking. All right, let's see. South America. Koshiro is 7 Dan, but he not in the top 100 for that. Okay, so that was global rating. Anyway, so let's look back at the 10-second rating. Yeah, so this must just include, there's Shiba Mizo plays a ton of 10-second games. I've played Shiba Mizo a bunch of times. This is why I think this is why my win rate is so bad in 10 seconds. I play Shiba Mizo. I play. His name is not Cookie. What is it? It's I can't remember his name. But anyway. But this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Yeah, I wonder how long it will take for these ratings to solidify. We'll see. I love this stuff. I'm so glad that Hidechi, it seems to me like Hidechi, like this Shogi Club 24, Mild Cocoa. Yes, I dream of Shogi. Thank you. What did I say? Did I say something about chocolate? I don't think there are release notes. At least I have not seen any release notes for Dune. I have just been following the Japanese tweets that he's been putting out. And like I said earlier, I think before you were on, it is surprising. Oh, I said Cookie. Okay. Close. It's surprising to me that Hidechi has been only speaking in Japanese. Because this is an international site, but he's been communicating exclusively, it seems like, in Japanese. And maybe just because the Shogi Club 24 players that are coming in are primarily Japanese, or maybe he's just giving up on the West. He's giving up on us. He realizes we're not doing him any favors. Okay, the 81 Dojo forum comments. Yeah, I saw some of those. Yeah. Your brain went to chocolate chip cookie, to chocolate, to mild cocoa. Amazing. Oh gosh. This is good. But anyway, like I was saying, it seems like Hidechi is revitalized with this Shogi Club 24 closing. He's been putting in a lot of work and making sure that 81 Dojo is going to be ready for this influx of players, and is improving. It's improving. He added those piece sets. They're not my cup of tea. Those piece sets they're not for me. But I love the existing piece set, so I'm totally fine. And let me minimize this, get back here, and yeah, and so it's great. So we'll see. I heard a rumor, or I heard maybe something that someone knew, that 81 Dojo has a hard limit on 2,000 logged in players. But my understanding is, I think based on something I read, if it was either in the forum or if it was in one of these tweets, or maybe it was in the chat he also updated some chat this morning before he rebooted to take the update. I think today's update also made some performance changes to potentially allow for more players, which is awesome. Awesome. And yeah, it was really great to see so many people logged in, to the point where the interface almost, I think he's going to start having to make some interface changes. Maybe not, but this list of games was so long that it kind of got unwieldy. I think it would really behoove the site, or behoove him, or it would really be nice for this site over here and over here. I know there's a search right here. But if they had sort of a live text filter here where you just type in the username, if I'm looking for Der Doctor, I just type in Der Doctor and would get there. I realize I could do this. It's not live, but let's see. So this is live. It finds it. So I could do this, and I could see, KKR 5015 is not playing. He's not monitoring a game. But I could go here. This person's in a game. You do this. You select it, and it shows here. So I'm gonna see here. Let me see Arseni. So Arseni is not. Shiba Mizo. Let's look over here. I want to see if it changes the. Okay, it doesn't change the scroll. It doesn't scroll to it. Oh, well, he's not there. Okay, shoot. This is a low point in the day. So I want to see if I select one of these guys, if I selected this and his game was bottom of the page, would it scroll here? I don't know. But either way, this is fine. But I think it would also be nice to, it's good enough. I guess it's good enough. I'm thinking of things that I would do if it was my site. But as it is, this filter I think is pretty good. Yeah, this filter is good because it only fills if the person is logged in, which is kind of nice. So like I did, Der Doctor is not logged in, but KKR is. And once you hit enter, it goes there. And then, I like this as well. This Itose. Oh, there it goes. It scrolled. Great. Okay, so it does scroll. That's great too. I was here. I clicked on him and it scrolled. scroll to where the game that he is. So in case anyone doesn't know about this feature, this M means they're monitoring a game, aka observing a game. G means they're playing a game. W means that they are waiting for a game. You can hover these, it looks like. Yeah, you can hover these as well. And if you, so let's say he's waiting, I do this, it selects here. I could just challenge as well. But this person, like, what is this player that who is this player watching? Oh, I'll just click it. They must have clicked it, and I can go in there and see what's going on. So it's apologies if everyone already knew this, but there's some UI niceties in 81 Dojo that make it easy to do things like that. All right, so no one except for the person that I ignored has challenged me, which is fine. Paul Morphy from Korea. This is not Foradune, is this? I don't think this is Foradune. This is not one of Foradune's alts. Okay. Let's accept this. Is this rated? I don't know what this is. Is this rated or not? I don't care. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. So here we go. Watch this new tech on the Shogi Dad channel. Wait, did I do it? It didn't work. It's not here. There we go. I wasn't on the right scene. I spoiled my tech. I spoiled my tech by being in the wrong scene. Oh, I didn't greet. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So that is done with the assistance of ChatGPT. So I apologize to people that are much like myself, dislike AI. This morning I was just kind of in a weird mood, and I thought, let me just see what this is. Because I wanted to do something for 81 Dojo, and yeah. So like if I were playing Murata System, this is one of those positions where it's like they haven't yet declared that they're going to play opposing rook. This is a Shogi Harbor member, so I'm assuming they're a Furibisha player. Yeah, and there it is. What am I doing here? So what am I doing? Hey, Mikal. Oops, what am I doing? Okay. Okay, I typically push this pawn first before doing this. Have I seen the Nakamura Hajime video where they get 4 badges in one opening? Oh, no! Oh, shoot. So this is... I like to push this pawn first. I think I outthought myself here. Interesting. So, I get a bunch of badges through the Mino route. If you're playing, for example, in Nakabisha, or you're playing opposing rook, you can go from, half Mino to high Mino to I think you might be able to go to bald Mino, then to Ginkamri. But if you don't go bald, you go Ginkamri. That's 4 right there. But that's crazy. Urishina Ryu, you get that badge, and then some Nakabisha. Uh, what is Muteki Gakoi? Is that the fast? Is that the fast castle, the cozy castle? And then, or is that Strawberry Castle? All right, let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Oh, Invincible Castle. Yeah, Invincible Castle. Okay, it's that. Yes, it's yeah. It's not Strawberry Castle. It's Invincible Castle. Yeah, yeah. It's the silvers on 6-8 and 4-8. The silvers on 6-8 and 4-8. The rook on 5-8. Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that castle. Okay, so um, so without this pawn pushed, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. I haven't been giving this game my attention. I apologize to my opponent here. So I'm in a slightly awkward position, I think, for me. Because normally, like I said, I'll have this up here, and that way I'll be able to get my silver up. I'll be able to get my bishop out here, my knight here, my rook up here. But I think this is fine. Spinal Tap Chess, hello, hello. So hopefully, this doesn't, this is my new layout. I made this morning a little late earlier, and this layout maximizes the board. It maximizes the board, but it does mean that, part of this right side of the view is obscured by the chat. Thinking about doing this. The opponents, yeah. Hey, NinWorld, nice to see you. I was talking about you earlier, watching your game, watching your 10-second games. Your opponent was, let's just say, very good, very good, and very fast. So we'll see if Caesar Nifus against me. We'll see. Okay. Yeah. See this every so often. See this every so often. I don't know about this. So I'm trying. I'm playing something different. Playing something different here. Let's attack. Let's attack. So I don't have a pawn. So if I push, takes, or he can't take. Well, I push. Wait, no. If he pushes, I take, and I do get the pawn. I take. And he wouldn't have a pawn, so you take here, and then I could drop the pawn. Right? I'm having trouble visualizing. Yeah, I don't know if I told you here. I said that your opponent, the speed that your opponent was playing against you, your opponent made you look like you made me look when we played. You were so fast and destroying me so, like, brutally. It took me a while. Those games that you and I played, like, those were so fun, but it took me a while to recover from those. Like, mentally, it actually, most of my games on stream don't really hit me very hard, or like, I'm so used to losing, and I'm so used to losing in catastrophic ways that I think I've become a little numb to it. But those games, I felt like I was so outplayed by you and so quickly outplayed by you that I was just like I was in a daze. It was really something. Oh, interesting. 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 I dropped the silver back. Ah! Wait, what happened to my? Wait, why did the badge come up? Wait, why did? Oh, because I hit colon. uh... Hey, Caesar, good game, fun game. Oh boy. Woo. All right. So that was interesting. So what was good here? What was good here? What was good here? I don't think I want to spend a pawn. I don't think I want to spend a pawn yet. Do I push? Danny Boy to first down. Hello, hello. So if I push, then this can happen, and this is not very good. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't end up. It's a shame I didn't play my usual, which is to get this pawn up. Huh. I'm going to take this into to Lee Shogi and switch my scene over. Flip the old engine on and take a look. Engine's calling for this. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I could see that. No, no, the reason I didn't play that is because this. I'm curious. What does the engine do from this? This is an advantage. Wow. That's tricky. Okay, so that's tricky. You beat a 4Q in Shogi Wars. Nice, nice, nice. You're trying to learn castles. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Still solving Tsume. Very cool. Yeah, I don't think I would have played. I don't think I would have played this. I definitely don't think I would have played that. So this is almost certainly what I would have played. And as it turns out, the engine thinks more this is the best move. So let's say he comes back. The engine's saying the best move is 5-3. So let's assume that. Yeah, and we can do sort of. We can do this. We can do this. I don't like 8-8, but yeah, just have to be patient. It's an opposing rook game. It's gonna be sort of lame and slow. So it's an opposing rook game where I didn't push this pawn. So it's going to be a slow sort of game, and I can't just force tactics on it. You think you would play silver 7-6, then knight 7-7 for knight 6-6. So that would be something like, and then hoping for knight 6-5. Yeah. Only move here is this, which is kind of interesting. If he takes, then I would take that. What is this move? Oh, okay. Tricky. Tricky. Boy, this is very tricky. Why is this? Wait, what? What is this? Yeah. Tricky stuff. Tricky stuff. All right. All right. One thing I noticed, and I think this is new-ish, is that they have added, that Hidechi has added this beginner tab to the options, where how many times an illegal move is rescued. I'm gonna put it to 3. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what happens. All right, let's do this. One of the things today, I'm like I was saying earlier, it's a rough rough day for me today. With my daughter going back, and anyway, I did Shogi Quest, my mate runs, and in my second one, I got 13. I was just so slow. Just so slow. So I need to find another key binding for my Shogi Dad. My Shogi Dad Urashina Ryu. You found exercise helped you a bit in tactics and calculations? Various forms of cardio? Sure. Yeah, I exercise a lot. Hello again, Yloigh. Nice to see you for the second time. So I was working on my layouts earlier this morning, and all of a sudden I saw Yloigh in there messaging with the Atari avatar. Hey, Pilot Player, nice to see you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Or Monday if you're in Japan. So the year's D-mile calculation, I think, is over. But they haven't announced yet the MO. I think this happens later this month, I think. But I'm still the reigning MO. Still the reigning MO. Looks like Jack-o'-lantern's playing a game with another Shogi Harbor member. You saw that Naona got the title. Naona has the Naona has the MO. Is this for Japan? Oh, 2026. Wow. Oh, so it does mine not show? All right, so I'm not. All right. I wonder if he added different. Okay, my avatar is back. My avatar is back. Nice. All right, that was a lot of pressure. So I don't need to do it anymore. I'm going to guess that I still had more D miles. I'm going to guess that I'm going to guess that NMike had more D miles. I don't think there's any universe where Naona had more D miles than NMike or I. But I think there's something else in that calculation, because last year I think NMike had more D miles than I did, yet I got the title. And I think actually NMike didn't even get a title. So maybe you can't win multiple years. Maybe it's a one-time award. And that's good. So I no longer have the title. That's pressure off my back. There is a leaderboard, but it's not correct, because the leaderboard also includes like gift D miles and things like that. So like a bunch of people this year started, like if you just go to 81dojo.com/en, it shows this. So there's a whole group of people here that they started the year with 5,000 miles. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's a WSL thing. I don't know if that's something else. But they just started with 5,000 miles. So you can't really trust this. And also, in the year that I was the MO, NMike was above me on this. But again, I don't know if he actually earned more D miles than I did that year, or if he just had these gifted ones. Like he started with 5,000, and clearly, so I have more than 1,176. I think this I think, how many miles do I have this? Okay, so I have 1,296 D miles this term. 1,296, and yeah. So I'm not going to be here, but it's tough. There's no like official one, because when like I said, when I won the title, and Mike was above me on this list. So I don't know what that list is actually showing, but I do know that a bunch of people started with 5,000 miles on January 1st, and I did not. All right. So are we not getting any games on 81 Dojo? Let's take a look at. I wanted to import this to my 81 Dojo. I put these in the 81 Dojo study. 81. I need an Ohio versus 81 Dojo 2026. Oops. All right. There we go. Let's get back here. All right, let's go for the. I'm gonna take this off. So I am not getting games on 81 Dojo. How do I stop waiting? Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's create a game. 10:30, random side. And let me switch my scene to 81 Dojo, or to Lee Shogi. All right, so I'm not going to do all the D miles logins anymore, I think. And now that the pressure is off, I think I don't need to do it. And I don't really need gold status. I don't care. Like, the gold, you need 10,000 miles in a year to get gold status. I don't use any of those gold status features. All right. So an anonymous did not want to challenge me. So, like, what does that mean? If I set up a game and anonymous later sets up a game, what does that mean? Does that mean that they don't want to play me? I think the gold status features are some of those themes and cheaper searches. Where is that? Let's see. Where's my username? D-miles. Let me make sure that this is showing up on stream. So here it is. And this is the, let me put this link in chat. So gold status, they all have the voice. You get past statistics for 300 games. Don't really care. Voice chat plus broadcasting. Don't really care. The pieces are not. The pieces are also unlocked at bronze. The search costs the same three. There used to be a discount here for searches. You can go back further in your search past 60 months versus 12 months, and 300 versus 100 hits. So more searches. More player search. What is player search? I don't do player search. I thought there were themes. It's cheaper to schedule a tournament if you're a gold member, but like 300 miles versus 100 miles, I literally have over 200,000 D miles. So, that's not really a thing for me. I thought there were different. I thought themes. I thought gold had more access to the themes. Yeah. But anyway, that's it. That's it. All right, well, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play this anonymous. I am Sente. My set. Okay. Roshinaryu. I have no idea for stabilized rank on Lee Shogi. I have no idea. I'm not sure if there is a fixed number or if it's based on the stability of your opponent's ratings. I'm not sure. Lee Shogi's rating system is very sophisticated, I think. So I don't know if it is able to be asked simple questions. I'm not sure. Todovsky would probably know more about that stuff. Okay. Please be careful. Is this site strict rules? I think this is not strict rules. I think this is not. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, I like this. I like this this approach here. Nope. Should I give my bishop up? I don't want to move this here because if we exchange bishops, it becomes annoying. Rainbow, hello. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy Shogi. Hmm. What can I do? How do I extricate this? How do I get this out? Do I just start? This will be interesting. This will definitely be interesting. Um, Protects this square. Allows me to start coming over here. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm in a bad spot. I mean, I don't think I'm in a bad spot, but I think I'm in a tough spot. His castle is nicer. A real solid player so far. It's like the old days of playing strong anonymous players on 81 Dojo. Looks even so far. Hello, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 underscore 10 underscore. Yeah, I think the engine would probably call this even. Their castle is better. I think it's easier to play their position. Mithrandir Rendir, hello, hello. I need to start getting this out. I think. He's going to attack. He has no silver. Huh. All right. All right. Good player. Good player. This thing is very annoying. Surprisingly annoying. Well, if he does this, if he pushes, I take here. He goes back. And then what? And then what do I do? Because then he'll have the pawn drop coming. Come up here. This can't be good. This move can't be good. I think it can't be good. Capybara, hello, hello. Mr. Truck. Mr. Truck Castle Schiller, as always. Thank you, 012345678 9 _10 _. Greetings. I mean, best New Year's wishes to you and as well. We have quite a few German viewers. It's really impressive. My YouTube channel metrics have been interesting to say the least. Lately, it's been over 50% is Japanese. Second place is these days somewhere in the high 20s for United States, and Germany has taken the third spot. I think Germany took the third spot from Brazil. I'm feeling a little stifled. Yeah, I'm definitely. So what if I do this? I almost clicked. So the clicking is really dangerous on Lee Shogi. Rainbow, no Australia. No, there's definitely Australia. Definitely some Australia. I'm not sure what to do here. I really don't know what to do here. So I'm going to do this. I'm also thinking of exchanging off here and coming up. Should I push this? So what's the idea? I push. There's no threat of taking because the knight, if I take, this happens. I just don't know what to do here. And then he does something else. I bring my gold up. Brings a knight up. Or boy, I'm getting low on time. So if I pull this rook back, then he can push here, right? Or no, he pushes here. So should I defend? Should I pull this silver back? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. With this? Silver? No, silver, then I'd take. No, that would be good for me. That would be good for me. This app is available in Google. Lee Shogi is? Koshiro, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Good to see you. You missed my first Nifu of 2026. The first, and I'm sure not the last. Oh, wow. I didn't know that there. So is it a beta app? Is there a Lee Shogi beta app, or is it did the Lee Shogi author recently release it? You know, I was playing on 81 Dojo. I wasn't getting. I wasn't. What was that? Oh, okay. Okay, we heard the sound.
10秒
10秒. Okay.
10秒 20秒 1
So, you know, I don't know what to do. You know, this is in the slow game. You know, my opponent has played solidly, I think, throughout. And I think I'm all right. I don't know, though. At some point, there's going to be some exchanges here. Magic Base, you say there's an app? Yeah, that's what I seem to think. That he mentioned it in the show, not the show notes, in the release notes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10秒 20秒
Shoot,
1
I think this is over. This is over now, right?
4 5 6 7 8 9
Is this over? Is this over?
10秒
So I come back here.
20秒 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9
Mmm. Mmm.
10秒 20秒 1 2 3 4
Fun game. I think I would have maintained this position. I think I would have taken and then redropped. And then I redrop the knight. He takes the silver. I get the knight. He has a silver for a knight. So the thing is, this is free here. This is free. This is hanging. So this is hanging. This is hanging. But he can take this with check, of course. But he can no longer, because of this, he can no longer like take, redrop. I just take the bishop. He takes the silver, I take with the gold, and I've got a bishop in a nice spot. Okay. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable.
$10 秒 20 秒
Shoot, I think he's going to give me seconds. He's going to give me seconds.
5 6 7 8 9
I think he's going to give me seconds, right? Oh, interesting. Wow.
$10 秒 20 秒 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10秒 20 秒 1 2 3 4
Hmm. All right, I'll use the Shogi arrows.
10秒
You just come forward.
20秒 1 2 3 4 5
Shoot.
6 10秒
What can I see? Is there anything here?
20秒 1 2 3 4 5 6
Oof.
7 8
It's not so good. It's not so good, but it's something. It's a move. It's a move. I'm running out of things to think about. I'm running out of moves here. Yeah, and now he can drop the pawn.
10秒 20秒 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
All Okay. Yeah.
$10秒、20秒、1、2、3、
Tough. Modern proverb, pawns in hand is worth 30 seconds of Byoyomi. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So if I drop my pawn
10
here,
秒、
he takes. I drop my bishop here.
20秒、1、2、3、4、5。
The time is coming fast. The time's coming fast. Oh boy. The time is coming fast. Wow.
$10秒、20秒、1、2、3、4、5、6、7。秒読みに入ります。10秒、
Fun position. I think I think I'm liking mine.
3、4、5、6、7。10秒、
All right, we'll do this. We'll do this. You know, a horse can be so annoying. A horse can be so annoying. Yeah.
10秒、
そうですね。
20秒、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
Oh, that's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I wanted to drop it here. I wanted to drop it here.
10秒、20秒、1、2、3、4、5、6。
Yeah.
$10秒、
He drops the rook.
20秒、1、2、3。
How do I get this into play here? My rook. Got a knight.
20秒。1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
Endgames are tough. What? Wait, what? What is this? What is this?
10秒。
Is there a mate I'm missing? There must be.
20秒。
Silver.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。10秒。
Hmm. Wow.
10秒。20秒。1、2、3、4、5、6、7。
I'm just not seeing. I'm staring at the. I'm not seeing how I'm going to get a fast attack here. This is defended slightly. My one thing I'm thinking about is that I can potentially start running the king up the board.
4、5。10秒。20秒。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot.
10秒。
Hey, Ronald. Yeah, Sunday stream. It's a lazy Sunday. It's a lazy Sunday.
20秒。1、2、3、4、5。
Feels like my opponent must be very good to be moving around like this, schmoving around, if you will. Wow, I don't see it. So I mean, I have to. There's no option. I've got to take. I've got to take.
$10秒。
Wow. Wow.
$10秒。
Do they have the ammo? Do they have the ammo? That's the thing now. Ooh. Ooh. That is sophisticated. That's some sophisticated stuff. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Well done. Well done.
20秒。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。
I think it's over. I do think it's over.
10秒。
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Great game. Great game. I'm excited to check this out. This Did I ever have a chance? Did I ever have a chance? Did they make any mistakes? It would not surprise me if that was if they did not. Because it felt like they had an idea the entire time, even when it felt like there was a good move. Hey, West Iron. Bishop takes Lance was too slow. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I didn't see a better move. You know, I was expecting to be able to I was expecting to be able to I was very pleased with how this worked out. Definitely was pleased here. I thought this worked out. I mean, so should I have maybe come back here and defend this? So I don't think this was fast enough. Because this isn't a threat. Like, this is, as far as I can see, this is not actually a threat. I think this is not a threat. So the only other move I think I could have done here is this. What does Engine San say? Eight 4 bishop. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. It's still the opponent's advantage. So this is like, you know, this is showing a -4. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. If he goes back, then what? Wow. And it's still tough. Okay, so how bad was my move, though? It's not in... Neither of these are in the top 5 moves. -7. -7. Drop the knight before taking the pawn on 3-4. Before taking the pawn on 3-4. Drop which knight? Here? I thought I was going to lose this knight. So I thought I would lose this knight if I drop it here. So the engine is saying the best move is just taking. You're -1-7. 9-4 knight. Oops. 9-4 knight somehow is number 2. Oh, wait, no. Wait, what? Why is... So I'm without making this move, the number 2 move here is 9-4 knight. Oh, the idea is the idea to lure? And we activate our bishop. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Is that it? Is that it? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking the engine wants. Yes, and that is it. it's not like a huge, it just brings it back to dead even. Yeah, I always was worried about this. Wow, that's tricky. That's tricky. Yeah, taking that edge is useful because the king lives there. Yeah, I completely underestimated. I think the opponent made some very sophisticated moves in the end game there. I mean, I think there's no way, especially in a 30-second Byoyomi game, that I'm going to be able to even imagine that attack was coming. With no rook, no bishop, they just had this knight and this spot. Incredible attack. I mean, kudos to my opponent. Fascinating. Okay, so the opponent did not play perfectly. You could say. So where was there? They had one mistake. It looks like one real mistake here, and it was this. So what was the idea? What was the idea to take advantage of this? Oh, of course. Of course. My knight is backing it. Oh. Oh, boy. Wait, I pointed this out during the game? Did I just forget? So I did, like, I said I think he should have stayed on this diagonal. I think he should have taken first. And that is the number one move. So, that's a winning position there. Oh, so they gave me a chance. They brought it back to even to give me a chance. And I didn't take advantage. Oh, that hurts. That definitely hurts. So why is taking with the silver better? Oh, the pawn can't the pawn can't. Oh, wow. So this is back to dead even. Great game. Great game. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with that game. It was a slow game. I think I played it really well. Yeah. The eval wise, we both played at it. Not that these numbers are anything other than relative measures of stuff, but we both played under 200 cent upon loss. Their blunder here was pretty much their big move. Hey, yellow traffic light, nice to see you. Happy Sunday. Would I consider playing Unleash Shogi more often after the updates? Oh yeah, definitely. I love this sound. Like, so in this game, you'll notice. I mean, there was one where I was close to the end, but it was never. I always knew how much time was left because of the count up. So I never felt. And the clock audio never played a negative, never negative impacted my game. As it did in the old days. So this game was a joy to play because the pieces were moving great. The count up was beautiful, and it just felt really good. It felt really good. So yeah, I do expect that I'm going to be playing more on Lee Shogi. But I also expect that I'm going to be playing more on 81 Dojo because they added that 10-second rated. They added, I think more people will be playing 10-second. So it's tough. I like what Hidechi is doing on 81 Dojo. I think this Lee Shogi update is a great step in the right direction. So, both places, both sites are making some nice improvements coming out of the downfall or the retiring of Shogi Club 24. So I'm excited. I think I'm actually more excited than I would have been because 81 Dojo is updating and getting a lot of players. Lee Shogi is updating and getting more players. The Kyo app is coming out in the spring, and hopefully that brings a lot of players, and hopefully it brings some good time controls. Because right now the only time control that I enjoy playing at 81 Dojo or at Shogi Wars is 10-second. Like, that I truly enjoy. Well, I enjoy that Shogi Club 24 time control of 1 minute 30 second, but nobody plays it except for gods. No one is playing that time control except for gods. So the wait time is very long. There's no rating. There's all sorts of downsides to it on Shogi Wars. So it's sort of like it's not a real time control there. So if Kyo and 81 Dojo and Lee Shogi give Shogi Wars a kick in the pants, I think that would be amazing. And then maybe Shogi Wars will answer my emails. We'll see, but I think there's reason to be optimistic here. This was a really good game. This was fun. This is like I said, these are like those on the old streams. I would play guests on 81 Dojo, and they'd be very strong players, and you just have a good game. It's just it. Todovsky, you say you're curious to see how 81 Dojo pilots the 10-second rating category and whether he makes changes. Anything we could copy for the Shogi? Yeah. It's we'll see. I think right now what he's doing is good. We'll see how many people on 81 Dojo want to play rated 10-second games. I think that's it. Yeah, we'll see. Like, even now, I switched to Lee Shogi because I couldn't get a game on 81 Dojo, at least a casual game on 81 Dojo. Maybe if I would have tried to play rated, I would have. With Japan asleep. But Shogi Wars had enough players such that even though Japan is asleep, they have plenty of night owls who will play. You say that you're still bummed that you put some thought into Lee Shogi bullet categories, but the community had a better vision. Yeah, well, the way I look at it is that I am going to guess that this is a first stab. I think having all the time controls be rated under the same rating, I'm going to guess that is just a first take. In that, as we get more players, as the ratings become more stable, that will come under review. I have to believe that will come under review. Because I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but it does seem, if the site becomes popular, it seems a problem to me that you'd have bullet rating the same as your slower time controls, because they're not the same. I think they are similar, but they're not the same. And like I was saying earlier, before a lot of people came on, if I started, like right now, I have zero cares about my rating on Lee Shogi. I shouldn't have my cares about my pitiful rating anywhere, but I definitely don't have a care for my Lee Shogi rating. But if I did start to care about my Lee Shogi rating, let's say we got meaningful ratings and more players were here, and I started caring about it, I think we'd get to the point where, or I would get to the point where I start avoiding playing bullet because because I would want to protect my main rating. And I think a rating system needs to be very careful not to do things that will make people stop playing. And it's a delicate balancing act because people stop playing for different reasons. And it's why I'm such a big believer in the Shogi Wars rating system, where they it's almost like an acknowledgement that these ratings do mean something to most of us, or to many of us. I'll just say many of us. The rating does mean something. And, seeing it say Shodan, or seeing it say 2Dan, or seeing it say 1Q, or whatever, like that's meaningful to some people. And Shogi Wars acknowledges Shogi Wars acknowledges that by making it difficult to demote from your displayed Dan Q level. And I think that's brilliant. So I was hoping Lee Shogi would do something like that myself, where they would float the Dan Q somewhat independently from the numeric Glico 2 rating. I was hoping, because that way it's like you achieve Shodan, maybe your day-to-day rating gets lower, like maybe instead of 1550 I dip into 1547 before climbing back up, or whatever it is. And it'd be nice to be able to keep that Shodan, because as you'll see, like I think Lichess put a blog out there. Dodonsky probably knows what I'm talking about. There was that blog that showed the for chess players the levels at like 1900, 1800, at the even 100s. People stop, essentially, people will stop playing once they hit that level, or they'll stop playing rated games. Probably because they don't want to, presumably because they don't want to demote. They don't want to lose that. Like 1900 or 2000, means something to them. Just like 2 Dan means something, or 1 Dan means something. So, yeah, anyway, but then again, the chess world is doing just fine with those even though the chess world has those problems, people are still playing. But people do stop playing. I know in the Go world, people used to stop. I've talked about this before. Back 20 years ago when I was playing Go, people used to stop once. Oh, I hit Shodan, so now they just stop playing rated games, kind of thing. And so that's what I really like about the Shogi Wars system. It's very. It almost incents you to play. It incentivizes you to play more, which I think is a good thing. You say eventually you'd favor reintroducing Bullet the way you thought of it, but we need more players. Yeah, I think that's it. So I really think that this is just the first take, and I think it's a good first take. And I hope that maintenance becomes something that becomes important. The other traffic, you're glad they kept their correspondence ratings separate. I wish they just got rid of all the other ratings other than Hon Shogi, other than main Shogi. Just for myself, or at least hide them, because I don't want to play correspondence. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. How do I float my? Hovering is not doing this. Hovering is not doing this. So where do we see? This is not it. Sorry, I'm trying to find a way to float my, where you get that floating, where you get the hover. There it is. Okay. I would like to not see this stuff personally. I'd also like there not to be confused. I want to focus on the main game. Yeah, Mithrandir. Shogi Quest rating means 0 to me. Shogi Quest means less than 0 to me. Yellow Traffic Light, you say it'd be nice to go back to Blitz Bullet standard when the player base is large enough. I think that's the key. Personally, I think that's the key. Setting Bros on YouTube. Hello. Nice to welcome. You say, why do people care about rating to begin with? Does a number make you feel better? Yeah, I think it does. So I have a podcast. If you're on YouTube, so if you check my channel, there's a podcast and there's an episode about that. And it's not like the most important thing. And certainly some people take it, and myself included, sometimes take it more meaningful than it should be. But in a lot of ways, what I and other people that I've talked to, but I'll just say I'm just speaking for myself here. One of the things that I love about Shogi is that it is the progress, is the feeling of learning and growing. You know, I like playing a game where I can improve, where I can study, and where I can get good at something. It's satisfying to me to get better at things. It's just the way I am. In games, in life, you know, in work, and all those things. It's like I want to get better. I'm also sort of a numbers and stats nerd. I want to see numbers go up. So that those two playing together, I think, really contribute to the ratings, because I can say that I've improved, or I can speculate that I've improved. But what the rating is sort of an external, I've said, the rating, I think, is an external manifestation of your progress, of how you've gotten better, of your growth. So, like, for example, I play the same person every single week, every single week for the past 3+ years, you know, with limited exceptions, today being one of them. But I play the same person every week in one or multiple games. And that person is younger and is improving at a faster rate than I am. So over 3 years, if I was just playing him and we have no rating, I could say that I am improving, but I wouldn't know if I'm improving. And if anything, I would almost feel like I'm like I'm getting worse because I'm losing more or whatnot. So anyway, it's just a way to assign some sort of level to our progress. And it's not the end all be all. And some people, myself included, like I said, do take it too seriously on the places that they take it. But like, it's part of that journey. It's part of the goal setting. I had a major goal, you know, my major and only goal in the Shogi world. Let me change my scene just to give more screen space. My major goal was getting Shodan on Shogi Wars. That was my major goal. And to this day now, I have no goal because I achieved that. But like, it was a way of knowing, yes, I am getting better. I am getting better. It doesn't mean, not getting the ranking doesn't mean that you're not getting better, but like, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, yellow traffic light with the shots fired over there. That I want to get better, and yet I play Urashina Ryu. So my opening is not my problem. You know, if we're talking about wins and losses, you know, if anything, I am carried to a certain extent by my opening. You know, I think my opening wins me a lot of games. As I get better at the end game to try to compete with other people at my level, my opening is getting me wins. So it's keeping me in there. And you know, the thing is, and I've said this before, so now being serious, I really enjoy the opening. I don't care that the engine says it's good. You know, I don't care. The engine says Urashina Ryu is good. It likes it more than my previous opening, which is Nakabisha. So, you know, the engine approved wise, I feel like I'm on firm ground with Urashina Ryu. It's tricky, you know, no doubt, but you know, the engine likes it. And we were talking earlier, you know, pros have played Urashina Ryu. So it's not like if a pro can, and they have, if a pro can play Urashina Ryu and win a game, then as far as I'm concerned, it will never be like I will never outgrow it. I will maybe want to play other things to expand my horizons and improve in other aspects of the game. And that's why I like playing other openings as well. But anyway, but the thing is, and I don't know if I mentioned this, it was in my head as I was speaking, is that one of the things that I do think is important for people is to find that opening that you really enjoy, or find those openings that you really enjoy, that you get to middle game positions that you really enjoy. Because if you really enjoy it, That's how you're gonna like. You're gonna play more if you are loving what you're doing. You're gonna play more, and you're going to improve more if you will love what you're doing. I believe. You know, that's my own theory on this stuff. And you're going to keep playing. So, you know, I just surprisingly like you know, the whole reason I started playing Urshin or Ryu a year or two ago was I just kept getting beaten by it when I was a Nakabisha player. I kept getting beaten by it, and no amount of studying, no amount of off-board studying was helping me beat Urshin or Ryu. So I thought, well, you know, let me play it so that I see how other people beat me. And I just liked it so much that thousands of games later, I'm still playing it. But anyway, you do get games like today. You know, I have no idea how strong this player was. Maybe this player was 1Q. Maybe this player was 5 Dan. I don't know. Or, you know, I have no idea. It felt strong. The moves that they played felt very strong. You could usually, you know, I feel like I can usually tell how strong they are. They felt very strong. And those positions get uncomfortable where I have to play the slower game. But yeah, who knows? Kodasi, your prediction was right. My opening choice forced me to learn endgames. It has. And that is something, that I think, jokes aside, that you know, there are a lot of Urshin or Ryu bashers. I don't know if there are in Japan, but in the West, you know, we have a lot of people who do bash Urshin or Ryu. But I think one of the things that is missing in that discussion is that playing Urshin or Ryu it doesn't give it to you, but like it almost forces you to start learning more about king safety without the sort of assistance of having a lot of generals around you. And I feel like my king has become a lot more mobile since I've started playing Urshin or Ryu. I feel like my understanding of why castles are good and the weaknesses of the king, I think, have improved a lot because my king is so weak a lot. And so, like, for example, I was watching one of those Utsunomiya Shogi Center videos today, and they play full castles. Like they play Mino and stuff like that. So, but the position had broken down, and as I'm watching this game, they're like 5. I think they are both 5 Dan level players. One person's attacking, but I saw immediately when the one player would have to start moving his king around, and sure enough, that is what the opponent did. Our cat just did a big howl. Atari did a big howl, and so I think I'm getting a sense of defense by playing Urshin or Ryu, and I'm going to show you say this is true of pretty much any opening. There are concepts important to each opening, so if you stick to one, you don't learn the others. And that's fair. And that's why I do want to play other openings. But I do think... One second. So, like I said, my daughter is away, and Atari, our cat, she just howled like I have never heard her howl before. So I don't even know if that came in I doubt it came in the mic, but anyway, but the thing that is, I do think is unique to Urshin or Ryu is that it does teach you how to live on the edge with your king just constantly in danger. And as a result, I think it also has helped my end game because I see the weaknesses of a weak king. So it helps me to make my attacks. But anyway, but it's true. All the openings, you learn different things. There's no truck badge, therefore it is not real. Agreed. I agree with that, Ornal. Todowski, you say it's a false dichotomy since opponents keep changing how they play against openings. Your opening choices keep changing. Yeah. Well, I mean, like an opening, I think in shogi is never going to get boring because people who watch the stream know there are so many approaches that people play against Urashino Ryu. Like there are a million, and today we got one that I've never seen before, even in the thousands of games I've played, and it's fascinating, and you get into that state where you see some more than the others, and you can game plan against it. I don't know. It's yeah. So, like, technically, like, I'm playing Urashino Ryu, but it has changed how I've played it over the year and a half, 2 years. And certainly my approach against Furuibisha has been altered. And especially, like, against opposing rook. Against the lame play, the opposing rook sort of lame play, I'm getting better at that, and I'm experimenting with all sorts of things. It leads to some weird losses, like that loss today. I'm experimenting so much and thinking so much about alternative approaches to dealing with opposing rook that I sometimes just mess it up. And you get that. I think you get that. And it was a Nifu, which was unfortunate, but because it's like I'm trying to juggle so many things against opposing rook now. Because I'm in that state where Koshiro has sort of taught some new lines for it and some successful new lines for it, and I'm just I'm absorbing it, but still occasionally misplaying bits. Like today, I think I misplayed not making this earlier pawn push, which threw me off because I had to think on the fly about how to deal with it in another way, and I ended up Nifuing. But whatever. But it's good. NinWorld, you say, you wonder why so many people are bashing it. You mean it's just the first move? If the opponent also doesn't set up where the normal Urashino formation is not good, you can switch to something like Gangi. Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know if maybe people are referring to it not necessarily by just the first move, but also by sort of making the battery of the one gold over on the left, bishop on whatever it would be 7-9, and the making getting into that sort of position, I assume, is what they're talking about. But I think some people are just going to hate. There are some vocal people who, it's just, I think it's part of their personality, like on Shogi Harbor or wherever, everywhere on the internet. There will be people whose identity is around negativity, and I think you have that. I think there's some of that with Urashino Ryu. And Ornath, you say, Urashino gives you an idea how to attack, which is the most important thing when starting out. I agree with that. And that's something that I never had. And even though I was playing Nakabisha, I think my attack sense, especially with the silver and pawn behind a rook, really improved and was sort of illuminated by playing Urashino Ryu. And that doesn't mean I should stick with Urashino Ryu forever, but it definitely did teach me things that I still hadn't known after thousands of games of Nakabisha. And I think if I went back to Nakabisha, I think that my attack would be much more deadly because of the things I've learned from Urashino Ryu. West Irons, you say, strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon. That is only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with their favorites. You should play whatever opening you like. I agree. Yeah. It's like, in fighting games, people will. So the thing is, and I think, and I hope you've never heard this from me, especially since I don't think this way. So I don't think you'd have ever heard this from me. One thing to be careful of is that, like, some fighting game players, for example, when they pick a player who is considered low tier, they make that part of their identity. So I think it's a way sometimes to head off criticism or not feel it's a defense mechanism where it's like, oh, I would be better, but my character is low tier. Oh, I would have won that game, but my character is low tier. And so as long as people don't say that about their opening in Shogi, I think they're fine. And I've never said that because, I look at the engine and I see that the engine likes Urshin or Ryu, and I know that pros have played it, and I know that Koshiro has played, a Blitz tournament in Brazil. He won the Hayazashi, the Blitz tournament in Brazil, playing exclusively Urashino Ryu for all 7 rounds. And Urashino Sensei himself is 7 Dan on Shogi Wars. I will probably never hit the heights of like 3 Dan. It's possible I will never hit 2 Dan on Shogi Wars. So people have hit 7 Dan, 8 Dan on Shogi Wars with Urashino Ryu. And Urashino Ryu channel, who is a known one trick. Like, he only plays Urashino Ryu. And he got to 5 Dan. And so, like, this is a level above which I will ever be able to achieve in any opening. So, I love it. I love the opening. I know it's good. I will not bash it. But I do sometimes think that, I might have better results if I played 4th file Rook. If I played, I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I didn't play Urashino Ryu and I didn't just go to Murata system. Like, Murata system is something I have been moving into. But like I said, for against Ibisha, I play it a lot like Urashino Ryu. But anyway, Ornald, you're saying, which is why you think Duck is also good to start with. You get some idea how to sack. Yeah, so I think I've learned a lot from playing Duck. About Sabaki or sacrificing the way to get in, the value of the open lance, and the relative value of the pieces in the opening, and the relative value of the pieces for a castled king versus an uncastled king. Like, I haven't played much Duck. I don't know how many times I've played Duck. 30 times? 40 times? I feel like I've already learned some of that. Also, I've watched some Duck players. Like, I've watched your games. I've watched a Hiru Man. So I'm also learning from that. But, like, boy, Shogi is a crazy game. Shogi really is crazy. And, like, even the good open, there's, it's a very delicate game. Nakabibara, you say you relentlessly bully your friend for playing only Ishida. Excuse me. It has potential to lead to some really boring games, but he is okay with it. Yeah. I mean, Ishida. So like, that's the thing, is that I am not going to use the word boring in my vocabulary. I hear people in the chess world talk about boring openings, and maybe they are boring, but like the games that I play every week, he is a 3rd file Rook player. He's an Ishida player, and I think he used to play Quick Ishida against me. I think he probably still does. But anyway, he's a better player than I am. But our games have evolved basically into he goes to 3rd file and then switches to opposing Rook when I do a particular move in Torizashi. And he switches to opposing Rook, which is where a lot of the strong players switch to opposing Rook. And I don't want to call that a boring game. It becomes a slow game. I will sometimes sort of affectionately call that playing lame, because it seems like the opposing Rook players, they sort of want to kill the game. A lot of times it feels like. And maybe that's wrong, but it seems, and based on people that I've talked to about this, like, it seems like, yeah, like that is the goal, especially against a rapid attack. They want to slow down the attack, slow the game down, use their strong castle, and, grind out the win, or grind down their opponent. And, but boring, I would not agree with that at all. I have spent so much time trying to study how to deal with that. And so our games have always been so interesting to me because I'm trying new things almost every week. I'm working on ways to try to compete against this player and against this opening, because as I move up the ranks, like on Shogi Wars and elsewhere, more people are trying to kill the game by playing opposing rook versus it. And so, I have to have an answer. Like today's game on 81 Dojo, it was a lame opposing rook again against Urashino Ryu, and I had my approach that I wanted to take. I messed it up a little bit in the opening so that it meant I had to think on my feet a bit, and I ended up thinking so much that I nifu'd. But regardless, like, I don't think those are boring at all. I think those are fascinating games. Yeah. So anyway, maybe because I have only I haven't played 20,000 games in my life. So maybe if I get to the 20,000 games against opposing rook, maybe I'll think, yeah, this is lame. I don't think so, but maybe. But either way, that's we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, Mythrander. I said fourth file rook. I'm not going to play fourth file rook. There's so much of it in where I live. There is so much Furibisha out here that I don't want to be part of that army. Also, I enjoy these games. I really enjoy these. Mythrander, you're a climbing silver one trick. That's a good opening. It's a good opening. It's a great opening against Urashino Ryu, especially if you're Sente. Against Furibisha, you started playing oblique climbing silver. I'm not sure what oblique climbing silver is. I dream of Shogi. Sorry, I missed this. You said Migi Shiken could be interesting for you. You can play it versus most stuff in the same way you can with Urashino. Yeah. So the thing, and this is mindset stuff, is that one thing I don't want to do, and I say this as an Urashino Ryu player, because I don't consider Urashino Ryu to be a gimmick. Migi Shiken seems like it's verging on gimmick territory, and I just don't want to be a gimmick. I don't want to be a Blanca player. If you're familiar with Street Fighter, I don't want to be a Blanca player, and that's what it feels sort of like a Blanca player or a Vega player, the Vega, the Claw player. Like, I don't want to be one of those. And Migi Shiken feels to me like one of those sort of gimmick openings. Heresy, I dream of Shogi. Delete. Moderator has deleted I dream of Shogi's message. I don't think it's a rapid attack. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. And again, like I said, to start this screed against Migi Shiken, this unfair attack on Migi Shiken. I don't know what I was going to say. I just lost my chain of thought. I lost my chain of thought. Magic based is a bogging bros. Nitsan, hello. Nice to see you. You kind of want to say that there's a lot of stuff in fourth file that hasn't been explored in the West that you find a lot of fun. I 1000% agree with you. I 1000% agree with you. And I think there's a lot explored in all these unexplored. I really think there are. Maybe not in Bishop Exchange. I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Engines 2-3 years from now come up with all this new stuff for Bishop Exchange. But either way, like, especially at our level, being amateurs. I'll just say being amateurs. There's so many creative ways, I think, to play all these openings. And yeah. And so if someone is gonna, if you're gonna, I guess the only thing is like, if you're gonna find an opening, make it your own. Make it your own. And I try to do that with Urashino Ryu. As much as I follow, as much as I have learned from Koshiro and Urashino Channel and Urashino Sensei himself, I try to make these my own. And I think I'm getting there, for better or worse. But it's, everyone deals better with certain things than others. So, and everyone prefers certain things more than others. So yeah, anyway, it's good. You say, I will not bash Duck. I will not bash Duck. But yeah, like if you are calling it gimmick, so what would be the, like Migi Shiken, I assume Migi Shiken is still, the engine likes it more than Furibisha. I assume that. I don't know that. Like, I know that Urashino Ryu, the engine likes it as much or more than Furibisha. I think the engine, if Sente plays Migi Shiken, I think the engine still considers it positive, right? It's still positive for Sente. Versus Duck, which is I can't remember what Ornal said. It depends on the eval and the depth in the engine, but like that potentially it gets to like minus 600 territory. The Demon Killer could be called a gimmick. Yeah, so I think my definition of gimmick has been an opening that you are playing where you hope your opponent doesn't know how to deal with it. If your opponent knows how to deal with it, you lose, or you're in bad shape. If your opponent doesn't know how to deal with it, you're winning. I think that's sort of like, and it sort of veers into the trick/trap opening, like trick, trap, gimmick. I think gimmick also has a not novelty, but like a rarity component to it as well. So like Migi Shiken, to me, it feels like, and I don't know if the engine likes it. I am going to assume it does, which makes it unfair to call it gimmick. But it's like Migi Shiken, you are sort of relying on a hope that your opponent doesn't know much about it. Sodebisha, I think, is in the same boat to a certain extent. You're hoping that your opponent just doesn't have much experience on it, so you get some cheap wins. That's sort of what I call gimmicky stuff. I don't know enough about Pac-Man, but Pac-Man seems gimmicky. The one time I think the one time I played Pac-Man on stream, I won. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, Todovsky. So you did the same approach that I did with Urashino, where you played it because you could not figure out how to play against it. Yeah. And I want to. I think Koshiro has been suggesting that I play some Sodebisha, some Sleeve Rook. Because I struggle against it so much. I'm getting better at it, but I think the thing is, one of the adaptations I've made in the past 6 months against Sodebisha and against Fast Bogin is that I am willing to give up on Urashino Ryu, and I'll make my Yagura. Or I'll make my Gangi, and I'll just play a slower game of Shogi and hope that I don't just blunder my piece away as I'm shuffling them, which sometimes happens. so yeah, I think I'm getting there, but with any opening, And I think chess players will be better at this. But shogi is a little more flexible, so you can sort of bang your head against the wall to play anything. But I think one of the things you've got to eventually adapt to is if my opponent does something that makes my opening very difficult to play or makes my life miserable, am I going to continue to bang my head against the wall and force it, even though it's bad for me? Or am I going to say, okay, I won't play Urashino Ryu? Or, that's sort of what I've been doing with Murata system to a certain extent. Is like, my Murata system is a way of saying, some people are going to try to play lame against me. Some people are going to try to play opposing rook. Maybe I just, they're going to try to do that. They're going to try to play a slow game. They're going to try to force me to play a slow game. So why don't I just go into it and play something that will deal with that better? And so I was having some success with it and having some really good games. But then I ran into this problem that I was talking about earlier on in the stream, where my opponents play mega lame, where I'm going into a Murata system and they still have not declared what they're going to do. My opponent is still just not. We're 732 moves into the game, and my opponent has still not picked a side. So I can't decide what I'm going to do, and then I end up in a bad. Whatever I do, I end up it feels like in a bad situation. So I have stopped doing Murata system because 2 or 3 people at Shogi Wars on stream have done that to me, where they make it so that they're trying to play games. They're trying to force me. They're trying to force me to pick a lane. And it's tough. It's tough. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 _10. Will I play another game? I don't think I am going to today. My family just arrived back. My daughter is flying away, but my wife and son had just gone out to do a little shopping, but they came back, and I think we're probably going to do some dinner or something. So I don't think I have time for another game, but but we can finish this discussion anyway. Nitsan, you say against 4th file rook, Migi Shiken is a solid opening, though both players need a solid plan because it can go both ways. Isn't that the same with Migi Shiken or with Sodibisha versus Ishida? Don't some people do that as well? I know that in some of the lines that I play, some of the Urashino Ryu Torizashi-ish lines that I play against 3rd file rook, like if they don't do the opposing thing and I don't get my attack, a lot of times the engine will call for me to move my rook over and start trying to attack up this file, when their rook is out here. So that balance of rook versus rook seems sometimes to be important. I don't always enjoy those games as much, but again, I think the enjoyment is a factor of me just struggling against it, and me, especially over the board, not being able to come up with ideas of dealing with some of these openings. So I'm feeling pressured, or it's not that swashbuckling shogi where it feels like I've got a great chance. It often results in shogi where the game gets very slow, we shuffle pieces around, and then one of us blunders and the other person gets in. And this is, I'm talking about mostly my online games, not my over-the-board games. And those I don't find as, like, they're great. They're great. They're all good games, but like, it's not as those games don't end up as satisfying where I'm just sort of ecstatic about the game, win or lose afterward. It's just one of those where, oh, well, I blundered in the middle game and then I just tried to make it interesting until the end. Or, oh, my opponent blundered in the middle game and they just tried to make it interesting until the end. That kind of thing, which I don't find as satisfying. as I've talked extensively about. Yeah. So anyway, good stuff. Great stuff. Really fun discussion. Thank you everyone today for hanging out and talking about this stuff. I'm a little, like I said, with my daughter going back, I'm a little down in the dumps here, and it's a rainy day, yeah, so I just, I wanted to play. I wanted to test out 81 Dojo. We got an 81 Dojo game. We saw the new stuff. I was able to show my new Urashino Ryu opening badge tech, which I hope is fun. Which was fun. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But anyway, when I play on Lee Shogi and 81 Dojo, we'll see more of that. So, brother. But anyway, I'll close up here. Thanks for the discussion. Sorry I didn't play more. It was tough getting games. It was surprisingly difficult. Here I was talking so much about how easy it is to get, how many people were on 81 Dojo and Lee Shogi, and I struggled to get games. Todowski. I did not draw it. So this is where, full disclosure, and I know some people will hate me for it, and I hope I don't lose subscribers for this, but I did ask ChatGPT to help make that image. There was some manual editing of that image. There was some manual editing of it, but it was mostly AI. It was mostly the AI, and I was stunned that it did such a good job. Yeah, it's AI, and maybe if people feel strongly about it, I don't love the AI usage in general in the world. In a lot, I think it's going to ruin a lot of things that are already sort of ruining. But we'll see how much I use this. But yeah, it was created with ChatGPT. So anyway, I will see you all later. Thank you again. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Maybe I'll play on 81 Dojo tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do 10-second games on Shogi Wars. Maybe I'll do more 10-second games on 81 Dojo. I am not sure. Because I really like I said earlier, I really like that these sites are getting more traffic, that 81 Dojo and Lee Shogi are getting more traffic. And, at the same time, I'm very down on Hiramake Shogi. I'm really down on it. So 10-minute games haven't been as fulfilling for me, but on Shogi Wars. But anyway, just use an engine tomorrow. It's only that would be the way to get we'd get at least drama. We would get the clicks from the drama. Anyway, so thank you. I will see you all later. Enjoy your shogi. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If it's still Sunday for you. If you're in Japan, enjoy your week. So thanks. I'll see you later. Take care and bye.